After the rigors of the previous challenge, the brave contestants headed straight into the jaws of the unforgiving forest. Twilight. The final chapter of RFC.
Twilight Zone is the ultimate zone where anything goes. That's how it is. And it's not for the faint-hearted, as we say.
A challenge so steep, it defeated each and every team last year.
Last year, we started at the other end and we had a real nasty downhill side angle. And a few teams were playing tactics and that, and we didn't do it. It was possible, but this year is a nice, easy, about 4.5K, whereas last year was about 4.5, 5K. So we're not doing the uphill, but we've still got a couple of waterfalls to cross, and it's a nice, pleasurable drive. And they've got a couple of obstacles that they have to clean up to get across the waterfall. But I reckon if by the time all these guys get out, I could start a competition vehicle the other end and bring them through, and I reckon they'd do it in under an hour, just to clean up the two obstacles. But it's a beautiful drive in there. We walked it the other week and it's just magnificent. It's real good.
This year, however, the teams have returned with one sole purpose: to fight the jungle and come out victorious. With most of the vehicles stalled in the treacherous twilight stages, the action got a lot hotter between Team Force Gurkha and Garari off-roaders, who took two radically different paths in order to get to the head of the pack. But who would emerge ahead, the defending champions or the underdogs? In just the nick of time, the Garari boys managed to eke out a small advantage, putting their car ahead of all the others on a path where overtaking again was out of the question.
The Twilight Zone is really the sting in the tail as far as RFC is concerned. Just think about it. Last year, we had given 6 hours to traverse just a 4.5 kilometer stretch of unimaginable toughness. No one could do it last year. The critical element for the Twilight Zone is you have to make your own track and get from the finish to the end. The methods you employ, the direction you take, the route you want to traverse is all within the confines of the jungle. So you have to literally go bashing through the foliage, the greenery across over there. Too many hidden logs, whatever. What is important is there's gamesmanship also, as I've said many a time, and the Garari guys wanted to do things differently, so they took a different route. The Force guys did a completely different route. So first, when it looked like the Garari guys were going up front and they set up certain pace. But after that, the Force guys just took over their route because they were manageable with the torque and the articulation which they had got. And then the Garari boys knew that they had to follow in the tracks.
The Twilight Zone last year, no car had gone through the Twilight Zone, and it was a question mark even this time. When we started it yesterday, we were all quite nervous whether it will complete, what will happen, will they be able to make it through. But all the cars coming out with a comfortable margin.
Well done, well done, well done. Well done, well done, well done.
That was really very satisfying. That's one of my biggest memories which is going to stay with me from this year's event.
Twilight Zone is the ultimate challenge. And Team Force and the leading teams and everyone who has been through, I must say, congratulations. You did it. Doesn't matter the rankings. You made it because you have gone through the Twilight Zone. And you are, as we say in the mother event, heroes are made in the Twilight Zone. And you are made.
Twilight was interesting, very interesting. It was fun to see Tan and Mervyn and everybody get together and negotiate that stream, both of those streams. And they were not just interested in themselves, they were interested in looking out for the other boys also. It was a very fun-loving experience.
"17 cars went into the tough Twilight Zone and 16 of them emerged out of it as heroes. This made them eligible for the final two stages where 200 points were on offer. And that, as we can all know, is what made the critical difference between winning and coming third or fourth. Go!
In the end, Malaysian driver Tan Eng Ju with co-driver Tan Chung Hong from the Force Motors team won the Rainforest Challenge India 2015 with an overall score of 2,163 points. Fellow Malaysian driver Mervyn Lim came second with 2,095 points, and Kabir Warich and co-driver Yuvraj Tivana from Garari Offroaders Chandigarh finished with 1,941 points, emerging as the top Indians.
I think there's a lot running on RFC3. We would like to see the Indians definitely play a leading role and triumph over the Malaysians, because that is where I think the sport will get a big fillip. We have learned from the Malaysians, the Indians have to improve on that front. The cars will definitely be better engineered after learning what we have seen this year on the Force Gurkhas, and more importantly, from the organization point of view, I think it should be much more slicker, more competent, and they should try and incorporate the regulations which are RFC rather than just FMSCI based. It's a very, very big task for them to do it. And if you get to see across over there one element of Indian society which should be at home on events like this, it has got to be our defense forces. They used to perform with aplomb in the Himalayan rally. The guys like Chawan, Sekon, they were the masters of the art of driving in the Himalayas. I think our defense forces can take to this event in a big way if they really think about it. The platforms are set, the terrain everywhere in the country is just as hardy, just as difficult. But if RFC has shown, you can go anywhere with any vehicle.